Hello, my YouTube fans. Well, you saw my last 2 or 3 videos on me projecting the sun and, the somewhat frivolous videos that I made. One was I used as the welcome video, or as they call it, the trailer video for my channel. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to finally put together some of the pictures that I used for all 3 of those, or 2 of those videos, and show you the real science. I'm not a scientist. I am an amateur, perhaps even novice, astronomer, amateur astronomer, and I like to do daytime astronomy, which is viewing our sun. So, so one of the first, I had a couple of questions. Okay, this is what you're seeing on the screen now is 2 pictures of the same. One is being edited, and I'll show you that one separately in a minute. And the other is the website which I found had perfect comparison photos from real professional astronomers and or scientists from Solar Ham Ticker. Solarham.com does this fantastic real science solar data. They give you the solar activity, the CME, solar flare predictions, and so forth. Space weather. And I did what every young person does. Just quickly. I needed some photos to compare mine to, and I just punched into Google, solar photos or whatever, and bada bing, I came up with Solar Ham Ticker. So this was beautiful. I was actually quite pleased to find that my photos actually do compare in that way. So let me just get to the crux of the whole video, and I'll go into that in more detail. So so I had some questions. I had a couple of questions, and they are, let me just go ahead and close this. Okay, so what were my questions? My questions were, what is the orientation of my project images? Are they mirrored, upside down, right side up, etc.? And the other question was, how does the quality of my projected images compare? Can I get real data out of them? Can I do some real science, in other words? All right. So I thought about this for a while, and I was trying to remember what I'm going through these pictures as I'm showing you. I was trying to remember what the actual orientation of my telescope image is. So when I take the telescope out at night, for example, and I look at a planet or even the moon, and I'm using the star diagonal, of course, this here, where is it? The diagonal that I showed you in the other videos, the angle piece for the eyepiece over here, and I was trying to remember what the manufacturer said would I be looking at. It turns out that I am looking at a right side up, left to right image. I don't think it's actually mirrored. It might be mirrored. It's right side up and mirrored, I think. So if I were to look at, for example, if I were to do some bird watching or something like that in the daytime, with my telescope, I would be seeing, backwards images, but they'd be right side up with the star diagonal in. But how does that translate to being projected? So that's why I went out of my way to try to find a website, but I didn't have to look too far. I was going to say I'd go out of my way, but I didn't have to go anywhere. The first site that I came up with, of course, was the one I just showed you. Was the solarticker.com. They're excellent. So they have the whole list of solar images, and it turns out that I'm going to show you them now. It turns out that their images compared to mine are exactly oriented in the same way. So I am looking at projected. I am looking at a right side up image. The only difference is that mine, that maybe these photos were taken through a telescope at a slightly different angle or different latitude. So so if I made a direct comparison, I'm trying to show you that now. If I made a direct comparison to show you, I can show you there's a slight, let me see if I can, there it is. So there's a slight clockwise, okay? My images are slightly clockwise in comparison to the professional image, slightly. So let's take a look at that. And like I said, I was very pleased to find out that I could actually see some real detail. So you can see, for example, this area here, let me see if I can, there it is. Alright, so you can see that these three areas, in comparison to mine, now I got a clearer image of this, but this is definitely these areas. So the professionals labeled their regions by number. So you can see that the orientation is in fact slightly clockwise, as I showed, as I indicated with these arrows, in comparison to the professional image. So you can see that this here blotch here, this 2143 area, okay, that's definitely that area, which is, I was very excited to find out that I was able to actually see this detail. I'm very excited about this. But you can see that on the professional photo, 2141 and 2143 are, 2143 is down to the right, where mine is down to the left. But you can see the entire image. 2148 is on my image is higher, is above instead of below. So in other words, if you were to take the whole image and just turn it counterclockwise a bit, you would see that it actually is the same, except that it's just turned slightly by a couple of degrees at best. So this was very exciting to me. So let's let me see if I can really do the exciting thing. Let me see. There was something on the professional image, 2139, and I thought that perhaps I wasn't able to see that, and I'm looking very closely, and I thought I saw, now considering that my image is clockwise rotated, I would expect it to see right around here, and I do see something on this particular image, some smudging. So I started to look a little bit closer at some other images, and lo and behold, I found this one. Okay, I found a couple of them actually. You see these here? See where the hand is? This is in fact 2139. And I was very excited to find that out. Naturally, this image that you're seeing here is taken either through a telescope directly, not projected image. So when you consider that my images are a 2 megapixel camera on a tablet photographing a projection screen, I'm actually flabbergasted. I'm surprised I even got that much detail. Now, mind you, I did enhance these images. I did take the color down and change the color, etc., and sharpened them up and whatnot. But the fact of the matter is, that is the image. That is 2139 right here, where I'm circling with my. I'm going to zoom in. Very faint dots. I'm hoping, by the way, as always, watch this in HD, because I don't know how this translates into the video once it gets onto YouTube. But it is there. So I was excited about that. So the question about how my... the first question was answered. The images are right side up and the correct orientation, if albeit but a bit rotated. The second question was, can I get real detail? Can I get some real science out of this? And sure enough, I was very excited to see exactly how. In fact, there's some details that are more in mine and some that are less. For example, this here smudge here, even though their image is pixelated, I get more of a line here, and I get some other feature here that in their true color yellow, it's not there. Now, if I showed you my original image, you'll see that you can't even see it at all. But there's also some other. Let me see. It's hard to tell which is which here. I think this. Let me see. If I could just make it the same size, it's hard to actually make the direct comparison. Make it the same size. I think that this little bit of a dark spot here is actually this, but it's not very. In any case, that is definitely the area. That is definitely the same. Okay. If I back it up a bit, let's take another look. One of the things that I kept seeing on almost all of my photos was this funny little dotting going on here, and that's area 2146. And sure enough, well, it's on this one, but it's off to the left of the picture. Sure enough, there it is. Again, it's rotated, so that it's on top here, and I'm seeing it towards the right here. Okay? So the orientation is definitely rotated a bit. Okay? Let me see if I can find... Another one of theirs is the day later. I think that's the same photo. Okay, here. I didn't get out there today because it was raining yesterday, and today was a bit cloudy. So I unfortunately I was not able to see region number 2149 coming. This is actually the 21st or 2nd. There's a big, huge, dark area coming around. And I can't wait to, I'm hoping that within the next couple, because it takes about 20-something days, I think, for the sun's center to rotate, or is it 30-something? So hopefully within the next couple of days, I'll be able to get out there with the telescope again and get this area 2149. That would be exciting. But getting back to the 2146 area, that would be this one here. Let me go ahead and... See, here's their photos being taken 3 days in a row. Ready? It's like a little movie for you. Okay? So let me get to another one of mine. Okay. Here is the same area, 2146 and 2148 and 2147. Now, for some reason, my image of this one, 2147, is not quite as detailed as the one before it. However, the 2146 is still showing that. So let me go to another one. I think this one. I'm going to keep... but we'll go back to the other ones. I just want to get to the best ones. Now, this one, you could actually see my shadow of my tablet in this one. I'm very excited about this. Just to because I just noticed something. Just to reiterate, there's 2143, there's 2141, and I think that is a hint of 2139. It looks like it's in about the right place because it's rotated slightly clockwise. So there's a hint of that one. But in any case, there is, again, 2146. Okay? So, amazingly enough, now, seeing this live, you know, it's better than seeing it on a picture turned into a video uploaded to YouTube. And I'm hoping that you can see this in detail. Play it as the high definition as you can. My videos are in high definition. They're not in ultra high, but they're high enough that you should be able to see this. So let me go to the next one. Let me see. Can I see that detail? This one's a little less. I know that I put them on here. Okay, this is the one where I edited to show you that my images are slightly clockwise. Let me actually go back to that and show you that directly. a direct comparison here. You can see that, in fact, my images are, as the arrows indicate, slightly clockwise rotated. So you can see this, for example, 2148, 2146, and 2147, whereas 2148 on their image is slightly below the 2146, whereas mine is much more above. So my image, again, just proof that it's slightly rotated clockwise. Now this can come from a number of things. Now I don't know I know that this website gets their images from satellites, etc. This image, however, looks to me like it might be through a ground-based telescope. So it could be a different latitude. But of course, if it's from a satellite, again, it's the orientation of the satellite, and showing that it's only slightly a degree or two rotated is quite is a quite spectacular proof of orientation. You know, in other words, it's very pleasing. I'm elated. I am elated over this. It's quite amazing to see this direct comparison. I'm definitely going to put this website into my favorites. It's what I say it was, solar. I forgot. Let me see if I can find another detail. Okay, this is the other image. I'm trying to find 2146. Yeah, solarhamticker.com or solarham.com. Let me see if I can find that one image. Okay, there's one. Oh, you know what? I think I have to back. I think I have to go back. Let me leave that one up on the side and go back into the other folder and start looking. Bring their image back up. Oops. Okay, there it is. Okay, so we'll start from there. Okay, I think this one is showing it better. You see these kind of like, it looks like 3 little dots, or depending on how clear you can see it on your screen. Okay, again, that's 2146, and 2148 also shows relatively clear. I'm not seeing this 3rd dot there, but let me go to another one. This is I believe an unedited photo, or very slightly edited. It doesn't. I don't have the. I didn't darken it as much. Let's put it that way. I did more than just darken it, but it's okay. There it is again. I'm gonna find that image for you if it kills me. You can see while I'm looking for that image, as I'm going through these, you can see where. As I'm taking these photos, the Earth is spinning, so it's the image of the sun is moving off the screen. You could even see it onto the black. Okay. All right, let's take a look at this one here. This is the same image, only fixed. Okay, that one's not quite in focus. All right, let's try this one. These are comparisons. While I'm looking for the best one, these are comparisons as to before and after. This is before I fixed the image, before I darkened and sharpened and highlighted the detail. So you can see that while I can see this as I'm taking the photo, the way it came out on the photo wasn't quite so clear. In fact, it seems like a lot of it disappeared except for the 2 of the darkest areas. Then what I do is I just use the Windows Picture Viewer Photo Gallery, Windows Live Photo Gallery. I don't have any special software. And you can see the comparison, one before, after, before, after. Okay, so I zoom in on the after, and you can see the details. And this particular image is not that great, but you can see what I do to bring out the detail. Here's another one, before, after. Okay, now this one really is a big difference, huge difference. I'm seeing a lot of detail here. Okay, again. Okay, let's try another one. Before, after. Okay, still not the one I'm looking for. That one's actually less detail, but I'm gonna quickly go through this. I want to go through them slower in a minute. I just want to find the one that I'm specifically looking for with a lot of detail. This is a before, not much detail. After, a lot more detail. Okay. All right. There's the while I got it on the screen, there's the diagonal, the mirror diagonal. Again, if I were to put my eye against this, which I'm not going to on the sun, of course, say I was looking at the moon or the planets, I would be seeing, I believe, a mirror image. But using it as a projector, the projection automatically turns it back around to the right side up. Now I can get a diagonal specifically designed for animal observing, bird watching, that sort of thing, which would show everything like binoculars. It would show everything right side up in the right orientation. But again, projecting it fixes it. Okay. There's that image. Okay, let's try this one. This is, I think, before. Oh, I didn't have an after on that one. While I got this image up, I want to tell you, I took a black magic marker, permanent marker, and I made a line to the focus where because I had such a hard time getting it in perfect focus with all the atmospheric disturbances and stuff, that I finally, when I finally got it, I decided to mark it. It doesn't damage the telescope any to make that mark. And you see I unfocused it to show you the mark. Okay, so okay, again, this may be a very detailed before. So you can see 2143 area, you can see 2141, and I don't see 2139. Okay, here's 2146, and 2148 is here. Okay, so let's click this button, cross your fingers, and I believe that is, yes, this is my favorite. Okay, I found it. I think so. I think this is it. This is at least one of them. I know there's like 2 or 3 that are the best. You can see those dots here. I'm going to try to zoom in. They get a little bit pixelated when I zoom in this much. A lot pixelated, but you can see these dark areas. I'm going to zoom back out. Okay, you can see these dark areas as in this one. This is the same dark areas. Again, their photo is a straight through telescope, whether it be satellite or not, I'm not sure. I don't think so. And mine is projected and through, of course, the atmosphere. So we're getting atmospheric disturbances. Okay. So there's that same detail. Let's go back to area 2148, 2147, and 2146, all in the same view. And there you go, a direct comparison to the 3. The question about can you get real data out of this? Can you do real backyard astronomy science? And I can't. I'm having trouble holding in my joy when I saw their images and saw that mine, knowing that I took these pictures with a tablet camera, with my shaky hand, on a projection screen I just made out of some a few dollars worth of cardboard and paper. I am very happy. I thought maybe I didn't do such a great job, but when I compare it to the professional images, it's I can't ask for any better. I mean, I haven't been doing this for a long time. I've only been doing it for a few days total. So my next video, I'm getting better at this now, so I'm going to try and maybe even find a filter I can use to color, instead of using, or maybe in combination with using the color adjustments of the software. Maybe I can actually pass the image through a filter, color filters, which I have a few color filters, and see what I can glean out of that. And maybe I'll even get that big area that they're showing that coming up. Okay, so let's go to the next one. No, wait, before I go to the next one, let me see what kind of detail. Let me zoom out a bit Let me see what kind of detail I can see on that other area. Can I see 2139 on this? I doubt if you could see this on your screen. I could barely make out a possible blemish here. I'm going to say that it's inconclusive. This might be it. It might not be. So I'm going to try another image. It seems like on some of my images I get clear on one spot and less clear on the other. But let's go to the next one. This one also appears to be a before. And seeing as how I can actually see some details on the before image, I can actually see 2143. I can see 2139. I can see 2146, 48. And if I look real close, I could even slightly see 2147. Yes, that is 2147. So, maybe this one will do it for me. Yes. Yeah, see, it seems like 2146 is not quite as detailed, but 2139, is that it there? Very interesting, very interesting. I'm actually looking at these while I'm making these videos. I see 2143 is always there. It's always visible, as is 2147. Very interesting. Okay, so next one's, yeah, the 2146 seems to be less detail. It looks like I might be getting some atmospheric disturbance here. Okay, so let's try the next one. That's the one with the image going off the screen. Okay, let's try another one. I know there's one here that really had 2146 in amazing detail, considering it was projected. Before, after, before, after. Let me see. I have it written down here. Image number 165543 and 172424. Okay. 5849. Yeah. Okay, bear with me. I think I might have to go back. Let me see, what folder am I in? It says best in here. Well, maybe I'm just not seeing as good. My eyesight is also going on me. So let's look at 1653-34 again. And compare it to theirs. Let me see. Yeah, it seems like the detail is on this one. And on this one. And on this one. I think this is the best one. Okay, so here it is. Those three dots. I think that's the best image I've got. I do remember seeing this clearer on the screen outside while I was taking this picture. So I'm going to have to say that this is a combination of my shaky hand and the fact that I'm using a 2 megapixel camera. And you can see again, this is the one with my tablet shadow. So let me see, what other detail do we want to see if we can glean out of this? 2148. Very interesting. I think I'm actually magnified more than they are. Let me see if I can get it approximately the same magnification. It's hard to do. Put my hand up on the screen and measure the distance. It's hard to get it. Oops. It's hard to, oh, I just messed up that one. It's hard to get the exact comparison. Okay, so that looks like it might be approximately the same. I've got 4 fingers between. No, that one's actually bigger, so let me try a little bit more zoom. So I got 4 fingers, a little bit more. Okay, well, that's ever so slightly bigger. Let me see if I can fine tune this. Okay. All right, it's not exact, but it's approximately the same magnification. Okay. So with the orientation, slightly clockwise. I have my mouse hand here to point with. I'm seeing this sunspot here. It looks different on mine. That could be a number of things. It could be the diffraction from the atmosphere. But I am seeing this dot here, I believe. Okay. And I am seeing what they have here as perhaps this. That looks like they're further apart. But I believe that you have to compensate for the atmospheric disturbances. The fact that I'm projecting it on a screen. My image might not be perfectly straight. That is, it might be skewed. I might not have the screen perfectly lined up. That sort of thing. On 2147, I'm seeing only the main dark sunspot. I don't think I can see. I'm looking carefully, and I'm not seeing this little spot here. Okay. But I am, as always, seeing what looked like to me. I'm going to zoom back out. Well, maybe I should just leave it for a minute. This here feature here around this sunspot, 2146. Again, if you rotate it clockwise, what looked like to me the entire time I was taking these pictures was that these looked like 3 dots to me. Okay, I'm going to get my hand away from there for a minute so you can look closely. I'm hoping that you can see this. If you look at this closely, it looks like 3 dots. It looked better in real life, but I'm going to say that it's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell. I think that this feature here, this like 3 distinct dots here, and then there's 2 more here. I think those 3 distinct dots are probably this smudge. And I'm not sure. See, you get different detail in the different colors. So I might be seeing something that they don't have in the image, even though theirs is much clearer. Maybe if I zoom out. Okay, so that's really interesting. Let's take a look at 2148. Okay, that's a little bit big, I think. On 2148, yeah, I don't know if you could see this, but I'm seeing an ever so slight hint of a spot there that might be this dark dot here. Other than that, I am definitely seeing this feature here. And that's this feature here. And I'm not sure what's going on here. It might be a slightly different timing. You know, the images might not be taken at the same time, so there might be different features darkening on theirs. Okay. I could also do that. Let me go to their next image. Now this is a later date. Now see, mine might be, it might be that mine is, this might be actually a closer, let me see. See, they post theirs and I post mine, or I take mine at different times. So what they're saying that theirs is the 20th, and I'm saying that mine was taken on the 20th. Theirs still might be a few hours difference. So this is the 21st, but they might have taken it late on the 20th. Because even though I'm seeing another feature, 2149, coming around here, this take on 2146 looks more like mine. That is, it's darker over here. Let me see if I can go back to my other image that shows that. What happened to that one? Yeah, here it is. Okay, so you know where this darkness up on top here seems to be more closely related to what they have here. So I'm gonna make a leap in faith, not in faith, but I'm gonna make a leap in guessing here. I'll take a swag at the idea that the timing of their photograph might be somewhere in between mine. So maybe I took mine early on the 20th, which was about 4:30ish, 3:30, 4:30 in the afternoon here on Eastern Daylight Time. Theirs might have been on the 20th, but it might have been at a later time, or you know, a couple hours later, a few hours later, when that other feature started coming around. Whereas their other photograph might have been, for example, you can see that on my image. This is their other image from the first one, that they're dating the 20th, as opposed to mine being dated on the 20th. And it appears to me that there is a slightly larger distance between this feature 2148 and the edge of the solar image, the disk. So my image might be slightly, maybe a couple hours later than theirs. So that might compensate for the fact that this feature looks a little bit different than this feature on mine. So when I look at their next day, their 21st image, they're dated August 21st, as opposed to keeping mine on the 20th. I'm thinking that then maybe it's only a few hours later. Now I don't have this feature coming onto mine, but their image of 2146 looks closer to what I've got here. So I think that's what it is. I'm going to, I don't like to assume anything in science, but I'm going to extrapolate that these images were taken only a few hours apart, and the dates may agree with the other one, and this date might not agree. That is, theirs is dated the 21st on this particular image, and mine is still dated the 20th. There might only be an actual few hours difference. So let's keep their image for the 21st up, and take a look at some other features that might also compare. This to me, like I said, this is very, very. I'm ecstatic over the detail that I'm able to see on this. Yeah, let's do that. I just went to my next image. Now all my images were taken on the same day, within a couple hours of each other, within an hour. So, and I am now comparing their photo of the 21st. So theirs is dated a day later, but I'm reiterating the fact that it might actually be only several hours later. So I'm trying to see if I can make that kind of comparison. Now I'm seeing their image showing 2139, very faint here. And I am actually seeing, I don't know if you can see this, I am actually seeing a tiny bit of something here. And it's definitely not a smudge, because I'm zooming in and out and it's still there. So, okay. This is different. 2143 is much more spread out on theirs. Okay, so let me try another image of mine. Back to that same one with the tablet shadow. Now on my less zoomed out image, on the one with the tablet, you can actually see what I was talking about on 2146. You can actually see that dot. That's why I say that theirs might be only a few hours difference, even if it's dated different. Yeah, this one I think shows it the best. Yeah, even if I zoom in, you can see the comparison. Oh, that's definitely there. Now on theirs I see 4 dots plus 1. On mine I only see the 3. which is to be expected. This is a professional photo taken likely from a satellite. Mine is through the telescope projected on a screen, and yeah, there's definitely yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and put that verbatim. I'm gonna definitely say that this is closer. I'm gonna go back to their prior image, to their 20th, and compare that right away. Yeah, you can see this is definitely different than mine. It's definitely closer to their later date. Absolutely. I don't know if I can get a three-way comparison here. Let me try that. Let me try to get a three-way comparison here. Let me pull up. Yeah. Okay. So let me see if I can do this. Bear with me, bear with me. We're doing some real science here. Okay. Let's shrink that one. No, that's not the one I want to shrink. I want to, where's that other one? It's got to be behind here. Shoesbot. Okay, we're going to do it. We're going to figure it out. Okay. This is August 20th. This is August 21st. Okay, so let's go ahead and zoom this out a bit. Let's go ahead and zoom this in a bit. There it is. Now I got it. Okay. Can I close this a little bit? If I can shrink this a little bit, I can make the, oops, I can make the direct comparison. Okay. Oops. Okay. Okay. So let me go ahead and put that right next to it, if I can. And okay. So without letting you see the desktop, okay, so there is their August 21st image. Here is my August 20th image, and here is their August 20th image. So I'm definitely seeing a closer relationship between their 21st image and my 20th image. Considering that they're using universal time, I'm going to go ahead and say that yes, if you were to back their images from the 21st up a couple of hours, it would probably be a lot closer to mine. So let me zoom that out a little bit. Let me try to get a little bit. Let's try that. Okay. Definitely. Zoom this in a little bit. One notch there. Okay. So are you seeing this? Okay. So you can see the dots I'm talking about here. They look a lot more like this one. So let's compare 2148 in the same fashion. See if we can do both in the same fashion. Okay. So mine looks more, well, it's kind of in between, isn't it? It looks like 2148 looks more like their 20th image. So that image seems to have changed a lot over their time, as opposed to the other one. So you can almost, if you were to put this in your head as a kind of a movie, you could almost see the changes taking place. So let's I'm going to go ahead and close one of these off and two of these off. I'm going to go ahead and maximize this, and I'm going to go ahead and give you their movie. Okay, so there it is. One. Okay, this is the 20th, the 21st, 22nd. Okay. Okay, 20th, 21st, 22nd. Okay. Let's keep an eye on 2148. See how that's changing a lot? You see how 2148 is changing? Take a look at it now. I wish I could zoom in and move it at the same time, but I can't. 2140. Take a look at 2148. Take a look at 2148 now, how much it changed. And take a look at it again. It changed a lot. Now, going back to 2146. There it looks more like my images, and there again it doesn't. Okay, 2143. Any case, very interesting stuff. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm going to do one more time on the 2139, because that's something we didn't really take a look at. Sorry. Okay, 2139 on the 20th. 2139 on the 21st. It's fading away. And 2139 is not there on their 22nd of August picture, okay? So let's take a look at mine. Okay. Okay, so 2139 is not visible here. I think it's visible here. It's slightly visible here. So let's take a look at theirs. I would say that again on 2139 it looks more like theirs of the 21st. So let's go ahead and show you those tiny little dots. And I think I can see just one. It's not on the screen, is it? Not sure. Let's try a different photo of mine. Ah, there it is. Ever so slightly there. I think I see just the one. Okay. Let's go back to the other one. Alright, so let's take a look at the 2139 on their 20th picture. It's hard to say. It's kind of in between. So it is apparent to me so far that these photographs were taken, even though the date is the same, they were taken hours apart. So let's do the last one. Let's do 2143. That seems to be the most dominant comparison. This is theirs on the 20th. This is mine on the 20th. This is theirs on the 21st. Okay. So I'm going to have to say that it's somewhere in between, because I'm seeing this very dark feature here, which may be this here mess. I'm seeing this dark dot here, which may be this dark spot here. And I'm seeing the hint of this, but it's different. So let's go back one. And now I'm seeing what looks like might be this. Again, it's oriented slightly different. So it seems to be somewhere in between this one and this one. Okay, let's take a look at the 22nd photo. It's definitely completely different on the 22nd, so we're not going to bother with that one. So my photographs are definitely taken in between. Somewhere between the 20th and the 21st on theirs would be where mine sits at, because the details seem to almost compare exactly. Again, I'm amazed that I could even see this comparison. To me, this is a beautiful thing. Let me take a look at region 2147. Again, 2147. There on their 21st photo, August 21st, according to their photo. I don't know if you're getting that. Let me actually shrink. Let me actually pull this down a bit. Do you see this date here? August 21st. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, mine is all the 20th. I would say that theirs, as far as that particular feature is concerned, is definitely more like mine on their 21st. And 2148 is in between. I'm seeing, again, we're rotated, so I'm seeing these two dots that might be these two dots. So going back to the 20th, okay, so there it is. It's slightly different. They're both different, and both have similarities and both have differences. So there's a real science going on here. I'm elated to the fact that I can see this. This is a beautiful thing. If I were to able to give them a phone call and say, okay, take the picture now, I would be able to make a side-by-side comparison to the exact timing. But since we can't do that, we're actually seeing a change over time and in a few hours difference of theirs compared to mine. This is very exciting, and I'm hoping that you enjoyed these. I'm going to go ahead and slowly end this video by letting you see these pictures as they are, by clicking slowly through them. Okay, just to sort of talk through this video. So real science can be done through backyard astronomy, and again, this is you can see that I'm a poor man now, that I don't have any money for any special software to layer the photos like some people do. They layer the astrophotography photos and they come up with some beautiful images. But without without $1 million to spend, and without any special equipment other than the telescope that I happen to have, and the software that came with Windows, I was able to do some real science, some real solar astronomy. Okay, a few dollars worth of paper products. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and show you the other folder I have. I'm going to back this folder out. I'm going to start with this one, and I'm going to go ahead and give you a full screen. I'm going to stop the motion because I know that this video doesn't record well in that fashion. So we're going to go ahead and do this. So I do this by projecting the image through my, let me get specific about the telescope. My telescope is the AstroView 90mm Orion refractor telescope. The focal length is 910 millimeters. I'm using a 25mm eyepiece, Plossl. and the star diagonal. I am projecting it on a piece of poster board, the dull side up, so that the shiny side doesn't cause a lot of glare. Okay. I am using the Windows picture software that comes with the Windows computer to darken, sharpen, and otherwise fix the photos. Okay. There is my projection screen in the RAW. The green felt on the bottom is just a piece of felt that I had from a game, from the Texas Hold'em game. It's sitting on top of a piece of plywood, which actually is the original the screen that I was using. It's a heavy piece of plywood. I'm holding down the screen from being blown down by the wind. Okay, so there's a before. There's the after. Before. After. Okay, this is where I take the Windows software and just darken it up. They have a slide switch called highlights. I highlight the highlights. Now, another thing I want to tell you about this, by the way, is that this particular photo and a couple before it are actually about 19 inches in diameter. This poster board is 22 inches across. In later photos, I believe I'm going to show you them as soon as I get to them, I decide to pull away, or actually I pull closer to make the image a little smaller, and I actually shrink the solar disk to about 17-ish, maybe 17 and a half. I didn't actually measure it. Okay. After, look at the detail that comes through on the after once I fix it. Again, this is through a tablet 2 megapixel camera. Before, after. There's the 25mm eyepiece showing in this photo, then the star diagonal. There's the whole telescope. Okay, with the few dollars worth of paper products used to make the solar screen. Okay, now this image looks a little off. Now here's one of the ones I was telling you. I moved the screen closer. It doesn't look quite aligned. It's weird how it looks like it's in the center of the screen, yet it looks like the telescope is not pointing directly at the screen. I think there's an angle. I think it's actually skewed, and I later on did move it again to unskew it. But this is a little bit later on where I decided to make the image a little smaller, and I moved it. Okay. I explained making the magic marker on the focus point. Okay. Yeah, the pictures aren't exactly in order. I think if you look at this, without zooming in anymore, I think you'll see those 3 dots I was referring to. And you can see that other area here. I still don't see that other one. Okay, some before and afters. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this. I don't know if I have any more. I thought I had more images than this, but once I pass the telescope images, I think I'm repeating. Yeah, so I hope you enjoy this video. I'm using the same pictures as I used on the other 2 videos, but I did want to give you some detail and some of the real science that you can do yourself without being the scientist. I'm not a scientist. I'm just an enthusiast, and I just wanted to give you some encouragement as to being able to do some real science in your own backyard. Thank you for watching. I'm going to unexpand that. Please subscribe and keep looking up.